and you just gave it all up for the distant future? That's what the Lakers just did. This is a Genie Bus special. She needs a superstar post LeBron. Luka is still 25. He's almost 26, but he's still, as we speak, 25 years of age. This is a move for the long term for the Lakers, for when there's no more LeBron, and I don't know exactly when that's going to be. But with a 25-year-old Luka, you're good to go. You're good to gold. You've got your superstar for the next, 10-ish years? 12 years? I don't know. Luka doesn't take care of himself the way LeBron does, but he could play 10.
Instead of waiting around, the Lakers made their move. With one trade, they delivered a clear statement to the rest of the NBA. More importantly, they sent a direct message to LeBron James. This franchise is no longer centered solely around LeBron. The organization is no longer operating on his timetable alone. That's exactly why Skip Bayless seized on the story. From Skip's perspective, the Lakers choosing Luka as the centerpiece of their future goes beyond basketball. To him, it reinforces an argument he has repeated for years. Michael Jordan, he insists, would never find himself in this situation. That's one of the reasons Skip continues to place MJ at the top of the GOAT debate. This is the reality the Lakers can't avoid in Los Angeles. LeBron James remains one of the greatest players the game has ever seen. He's still performing at an elite level, filling arenas, dominating headlines, and making every Lakers season part of the conversation about his legacy. Yet the front office looked ahead instead of focusing only on the present. They invested in Luka, a younger superstar with generational talent and the potential to lead the franchise for years to come. From that moment, the direction of the team began to change. The Lakers never had to say it publicly because their actions spoke for them. LeBron represents the past and present, while Luka represents the future. That's where Skip's argument becomes especially pointed. He views the move as a sign of disrespect toward LeBron. In his eyes, committing to Luka suggests the organization is quietly preparing to move beyond the player who helped deliver the 2020 NBA championship. Whether you agree with Skip or completely disagree, the question he raises is worth considering. If LeBron is still the face of the Lakers, why does it already seem like the franchise is planning for the next era? And if those plans are unfolding while he's still competing at a high level, what does that imply about his place in the GOAT discussion? I couldn't help but laugh last night.
There's this runaway train about Luka scored 600 points in March. And I'm going to piss Nick off.
A lot of points.
Okay. Once upon a time, and it wasn't that long ago, still in the modern era, 1987, Michael Jordan in the month of March scored 676 points. So he scored 76 more points than Luka just scored in a month.
This deal was far bigger than a routine transaction. The Lakers weren't simply bringing in another contributor. This wasn't a small adjustment to the roster. It was one of the most stunning blockbuster trades the NBA has ever witnessed. Anthony Davis, the team's defensive cornerstone, an elite superstar, and the player who helped LeBron capture a championship in Los Angeles, was suddenly out. In return, the Lakers acquired Luka Doncic, a once-in-a-generation offensive talent, a player who piles up triple-doubles with ease, and someone capable of instantly becoming the centerpiece of almost any NBA franchise. A move of this magnitude only happens when an organization is planning well beyond today. That's the reality LeBron supporters have to acknowledge. The Lakers didn't bring Luka in to spend the next few years playing second fiddle to LeBron. He's simply too young, too gifted, and too valuable to fit that role. The front office made this move because they understand LeBron is much closer to the end of his career than the beginning. They view Luka as the player who can lead the franchise into the next era. So while LeBron continues to receive the respect, the standing ovations, and the recognition he's earned, the basketball landscape has clearly changed. From the organization's perspective, the future now revolves around Luka. Skip Bayless has always evaluated LeBron against Michael Jordan using the highest possible standard, and in his view, this trade only strengthens his case. Jordan was never in a position where the Bulls shifted their attention toward a younger superstar while he was still pursuing championships. He never had to share the closing years of his prime, with another player being groomed as the franchise's next face. Jordan's run in Chicago ended with the championship, the iconic shot, and the dynasty still firmly under his control. LeBron's situation is different. The Lakers still appreciate everything he brings, but at the same time, they're laying the foundation around someone else. You're good to go.
You're good to gold. You've got your superstar for the next, 10-ish years? 12 years? I don't know. Luka doesn't take care of himself the way LeBron does, but he could play 10 more good to great.
None of this erases LeBron's greatness, but it unquestionably changes the circumstances. Throughout his career, LeBron has thrived because of his longevity, his ability to adapt, and his talent for shaping the situations around him. He's captured championships with different franchises, different superstar teammates, different coaches, and different systems. However, the arrival of Luka presents a challenge unlike any he's faced before. For the first time, LeBron may have to embrace the idea that another player is now the centerpiece of the team. Not simply another elite scorer or another all-star, but the player everything revolves around. That's a completely different adjustment. Luka's style has always been built on having the game in his hands. He's not the type of player who waits on a wing while someone else creates opportunities. He wants possession of the ball. He prefers to survey the court, control the pace, manipulate the defense, and orchestrate every offensive trip through his decision-making. That's what makes him such a rare talent. At the same time, it's also what creates an interesting fit with LeBron, because that's the exact role LeBron has filled for nearly his entire career. When they're on the floor together, the Lakers haven't just combined two superstars, they've created a leadership balance that has to be sorted out. Who takes command of the offense when both are available? Who has the ball in crunch time? Who is trusted to finish close games? Whose decisions carry the most weight when the stakes are highest? And in the bigger picture, who is the organization truly building its future around? These questions go far beyond X's and O's. They touch on leadership, legacy, hierarchy, and responsibility. When two basketball minds who both believe they can read the game better than anyone else share the same team, those roles have to become clear quickly, or the situation can become difficult to manage.
It's not the full team, just, JJ. The franchise unofficially made that message public. It is ready to usher in the Luka Doncic era in Los Angeles, even if that means sunsetting the LeBron James one. Brew, your reaction to this quote and the article overall.
None of those concerns disappeared after the trade. The Lakers were eliminated by Minnesota in the opening round of the playoffs, giving critics plenty of material to fuel their arguments. When a team features both LeBron James and Luka Doncic, few people are interested in hearing that chemistry needs time to develop. Excuses about injuries or defensive breakdowns don't carry much weight either. The expectation is straightforward: win. When that doesn't happen, every part of the partnership comes under scrutiny. The roster is picked apart, and the entire project is questioned. That early playoff exit also made the Anthony Davis trade much harder to evaluate positively. Davis brought elite defense, interior size, rim protection, and the kind of postseason presence that elevated everyone around him. Luka delivers world-class offensive production, but he doesn't replace the defensive impact Davis provided. As a result, the Lakers may have secured the face of their future, but they also surrendered the player who helped compensate for LeBron's advancing age and Luka's weaknesses on defense. That isn't just a routine exchange. It's the type of blockbuster move that can completely redefine a team's identity. From Skip Bayless' perspective, that only strengthens his case. He points to Michael Jordan's Bulls as the model of stability and clearly defined roles. Jordan was the unquestioned closer. Scottie Pippen served as the elite second star while anchoring the defense, and Dennis Rodman dominated the glass and protected the interior. Every role player understood exactly what was expected of them. There was never uncertainty about the team's hierarchy. Nobody debated whose franchise it was or who would take the biggest shot in the closing moments. With those Bulls teams, the answer was always the same: Michael Jordan.
Anyone who doesn't think they should be prioritizing building around 26-year-old Luka over 40-year-old LeBron is either suspended from reality or wants to create drama.
The situation isn't nearly that straightforward. If the Lakers truly believe Luka Doncic is the foundation of their future, then the offense will gradually have to revolve more around him. At the same time, if they're committed to giving LeBron James one more legitimate opportunity to compete for a championship, they also need to trust his experience, his rhythm, and the way he controls a game. Finding that middle ground is far from easy. And as long as those roles remain unclear, Skip Bayless has more room to argue that Michael Jordan's legacy is stronger because he never had to share or redefine his place at the top. In Skip's view, the throne always belonged to Jordan. LeBron supporters, however, see the situation differently. They argue that Jordan's story appears more seamless because his time with the Bulls ended before the franchise entered a complicated transition. LeBron, on the other hand, has chosen to extend his career well into his 40s, which naturally puts him in circumstances Jordan never experienced. He's no longer just trying to be the team's best player. He's trying to remain an elite contributor while the organization prepares for its next chapter. If he can successfully make that partnership work alongside Luka, many would consider that a unique form of greatness in itself. The reality, though, is that transitions rarely earn praise unless they're capped with a championship. If the Lakers capture another NBA title with both Luka and LeBron, the entire narrative changes overnight. People will point to LeBron's willingness to adapt as the mark of a true champion. Others will say Luka benefited from learning beside one of basketball's all-time greats. Many would even describe it as one of the boldest and most successful franchise transformations in league history. But if the Lakers come up short, the exact same storyline can be used against them. Skip and other LeBron critics would argue that he lost his grip on the franchise. They'll claim the Lakers turned to Luka because they no longer believed LeBron alone could lead them back to the top, and they'll insist Michael Jordan would never have allowed his team to reach that point.
I mean, how many times, listen, like I told you before, we could joke around and disagree about the GOAT conversation between MJ and LeBron James. LeBron James is one of the greatest top 2-3 players in the history of this damn game. He is that sensational. I feel sorry for him so many times when I see him kicking it out to three-point shooters and they can't.
At its core, this goes beyond basketball. It's about pride. LeBron James isn't simply another aging superstar nearing retirement. He spent his entire NBA career being compared to Michael Jordan. Every championship, every finals defeat, every roster move, and every playoff elimination becomes another chapter in that never-ending GOAT debate. So when the Lakers make it clear that Luka Doncic is central to their long-term plans, it becomes more than a basketball decision. It becomes a statement. For Skip Bayless, it's confirmation that even LeBron's own organization believes the future belongs to someone else. Meanwhile, Luka finds himself caught in the middle of a conversation he never asked to join. He didn't create the LeBron versus Jordan debate, nor did he choose to become evidence in Skip Bayless's arguments. But the moment he arrived in Los Angeles to play alongside LeBron, he became part of that storyline whether he wanted to or not. Whenever Luka dominates and LeBron takes a secondary role, people will say the torch is officially being passed. Whenever LeBron takes control and Luka has a quiet night, critics will wonder if Luka is truly prepared to lead the franchise. Every defeat sparks debates over who deserves the blame, while every victory creates arguments about who deserves the credit. That's the reality when two global superstars with enormous expectations share the same locker room. In the end, the Lakers' decision to acquire Luka was both visionary and unforgiving. Visionary because players with Luka's talent almost never become available, and any well-run franchise would seize that opportunity. Unforgiving because it sends a clear message that the organization is already preparing for the era after LeBron. That leaves one major question. Did the Lakers disrespect LeBron by making Luka the centerpiece of their future? Or did they simply make the smartest long-term basketball decision possible? Does this support Skip Bayless' argument that Michael Jordan remains the GOAT because he was never replaced while still competing at an elite level? Or does it give LeBron the opportunity to define greatness in a completely different way, by winning while sharing the spotlight instead of owning it alone? If Luka and LeBron ultimately bring another championship to Los Angeles, the Lakers will be praised for making a bold move at exactly the right time. But if the experiment falls short, Skip Bayless already knows what his conclusion will be. He'll argue that the Lakers chose Luka over LeBron, that LeBron surrendered control of the franchise, and that Michael Jordan's place at the top remained untouched.